The serenity of dawn was shattered. The date, June 12, 2024. The place, Yasuka Shrine, Kyoto. A young woman lay lifeless, her name Yumi Sato. The police arrived, their faces grim. The scene was immaculate. No forced entry, no signs of struggle, just a single chilling fact. Yumi Sato had been murdered. The city held its breath. A sense of unease settled over Kyoto. This was no ordinary crime. This was the work of a predator. The weeks that followed were agonizing. Each passing day brought a fresh wave of terror. More bodies surfaced. The victims, seemingly random, their lives tragically cut short. The killer was meticulous. He left no trace. The police were baffled. The murders continued with chilling precision. By August, Kyoto was paralyzed. The streets were empty. Fear was a constant companion. The city was held captive by an unseen terror. Whispers of a phantom echoed through the ancient capital. They called him the Ghost of Kyoto. He was a shadow, a spectre, preying on the innocent. The police department was under immense pressure. The investigation intensified. Resources were poured into catching the elusive killer. But the Ghost of Kyoto was always one step ahead. He was a phantom, toying with the city, leaving behind a trail of death and despair. Reiko Nakamura was different. She was a rising star, a beloved journalist. Her murder shook the city to its core. The public's trust in law enforcement wavered. The police were seen as incompetent. The Ghost of Kyoto had won a significant victory. The city was on edge. Every shadow held a threat, every stranger a potential killer. Section 5. Living in fear. Kyoto, once vibrant, was now a city under siege. Fear dictated every move. People stayed indoors. The streets were deserted after dark. A citywide curfew was imposed. The once bustling night markets fell silent. Suspicion clouded every interaction. The Ghost of Kyoto had achieved his goal. He had driven a wedge of fear into the heart of the city. He was the unseen puppet master controlling their lives. Section 6. A glimmer of hope in darkness. Hope emerged from an unexpected place. The discovery of 2 bodies. The victims, undercover detectives, their deaths shrouded in secrecy. Their sacrifice was not in vain. They left behind a trail, cryptic clues that offered a glimmer of hope in the darkness. The investigation took a new turn. The detectives had gotten close, too close. The Ghost of Kyoto had been threatened, forced to eliminate them. Section 7. Unmasking the Ghost. The detectives' clues were like pieces of a puzzle. Slowly, painstakingly, the investigators started piecing them together. The clues pointed to a pattern, a modus operandi. The investigation narrowed its focus. The net was closing in. The Ghost of Kyoto, once invincible, was starting to make mistakes. The pressure was getting to him. Section 8. A desperate gamble. As the police closed in, the killings escalated. The Ghost of Kyoto was becoming desperate. He was losing control. He abandoned his meticulous methods, becoming reckless. Each attack was a gamble, a desperate attempt to stay ahead. The city held its breath. The tension was palpable. The final confrontation was inevitable. Section 9. The silence before the storm. 2 long months passed. The city held its breath. The killings had stopped, but the fear lingered. The Ghost of Kyoto was lying low, but he was still out there. The police were working tirelessly, following every lead, chasing every shadow. The silence was deafening. It was the calm before the storm. Everyone knew the Ghost of Kyoto would strike again. Section 10. Justice at dawn. Then a breakthrough, a careless mistake. The Ghost of Kyoto slipped up. He left a witness alive. A chase ensued through the iconic Fushimi Inari shrine, a desperate flight for freedom, but the police were in hot pursuit. He was trapped, cornered like an animal. The Ghost of Kyoto was apprehended. His mask of normalcy was ripped away, revealing an ordinary face twisted with malice. His capture was met with relief and disbelief. His last words, uttered with chilling calmness, sent shivers down the spines of those present. There are more out there, shadows lurking, waiting for their turn.